December 30th, 2000. Setagaya Ward, Tokyo. The air was dry and sharp. New Year's decorations hung outside narrow residential homes. Children had finished school for winter break. The streets were calm. Inside a 3-story house near Setagaya Park, the Miyazawa family was preparing for bed. Miyazawa, 44. Marketing consultant. Quiet. Thoughtful. His wife, Yazuko, 41. Devoted mother. Former employee of an English school. Their daughter, Nina, 8 years old. Bright. Energetic. Their son, Ray, 6 years old. Gentle. Soft-spoken. They were an ordinary family. By sunrise, they would all be dead. But this is not just a story about murder. It is a story about something far stranger. Because after killing them, the perpetrator did not run. He did not panic. He did not rush into the night. He remained inside their home for hours. He ate their food. He treated his wounds. He used their computer. He walked through their rooms. He left his DNA, his clothes, his blood. He left everything except himself. This is the Setagaya family murders, and the question that still haunts Tokyo: why did he stay? The Miyazawa home was modest, 3 stories tall, built near a small park that had recently undergone development. Construction nearby had reduced foot traffic in the area. Fewer neighbors, less activity, more isolation. The backyard faced the park. A tree near the property line provided access to the 2nd-floor balcony. No alarm system, no surveillance cameras. It was, in many ways, vulnerable. On the night of December 30th, the family returned home around 6:30 p.m. They had dinner. The children played. Mikio later went upstairs to his computer room. At approximately 11:30 p.m., something changed. Investigators believe the killer climbed the tree, crossed the balcony, slid open the 2nd-floor window. There were no signs of forced entry downstairs. No smashed glass, no broken locks. This was quiet entry. Intentional. Controlled. The first attack occurred in the computer room. Mikio was struck by behind. The initial weapon was a sashimi knife. It broke during the assault. That detail matters, because broken weapons indicate unplanned resistance. This was not a professional execution. This was close combat. Mikio fought. Blood evidence suggests struggle, movement, impact against furniture. He was ultimately overpowered. After killing the father, the killer moved upstairs. The daughter, Nina, was attacked first. She was found in her bedroom, likely asleep. Minimal defensive wounds. Then the mother, Yazuko, Her injuries suggest struggle. She fought. There were signs of resistance. Then the son, Ray. Ray suffered multiple wounds. He appears to have awakened during the chaos. His injuries were severe. 4 lives ended within a confined vertical space. A narrow stairwell. 3 levels. No neighbors reported hearing screams. Which raises another disturbing question. How controlled was the attacker? Now we enter the psychological core of this case. After the murders were complete, the killer remained inside. Forensic timeline suggests he stayed until at least 10 a.m., nearly 10 hours after entry. He did the following. He removed his outer clothing, left behind a gray sweater, a scarf, a hip bag, a hat. He used the bathroom, did not flush. His fecal matter provided DNA. He opened the refrigerator, ate ice cream, consumed barley tea. He opened drawers, moved items, handled objects. At 1:18 a.m., the family computer was powered on. Internet browsing activity was recorded. A bookmarked website was accessed. This suggests familiarity with computers, calm enough to navigate. He also treated a cut on his hand, used the family's first aid kit, wrapped his wound, left bloody bandages behind. Most killers flee within minutes. This individual lingered, sat in that house, surrounded by bodies. That is not panic. That is detachment.
This case is unique for one reason. The killer left extraordinary evidence: fingerprints, blood, clothing fibers, DNA, the murder weapon, footprints. The DNA profile indicated mixed heritage, East Asian maternal line, Southern European paternal markers, possibly Mediterranean. The shoes left behind were size 27.5 centimeters, large for Japan. The sweater contained sand traced to the American Southwest near Nevada and California desert regions. This detail ignited speculation. Military connection? Foreign visitor? Someone with international travel history? The hip bag was a limited production item, sold in Kanagawa, short retail window. Despite all of this, no match. Not in Japan, not internationally. Over 12,000 persons of interest were questioned, over 200,000 tips investigated, DNA compared across databases. Nothing. Criminal profilers divide into 2 camps. Camp 1, personal motive, perhaps a grudge, perhaps linked to Mikio's work, perhaps neighborhood tension due to park development. Camp 2, random intrusion, a thrill seeker, a psychologically disturbed offender, escalation pattern. But here is the behavioral anomaly. He brought a knife, but not a backup. He broke the weapon, continued using another blade from the house. That suggests improvisation, not professional planning. Yet the post-crime behavior suggests calmness, extended presence, lack of urgency. That contradiction keeps this case frozen. Japan's clearance rate for homicide is historically high, above 95%. This case is the exception. The house was preserved for years. Detectives still re-examine it annually. The evidence remains intact. The statute of limitations for murder was abolished in 2010, meaning this case can still be solved. Over 20 years later, the killer, if alive, would now be in his mid-40s to early 50s. He may have a family, a career, a quiet life. And somewhere in his memory is one winter night in Setagaya.
He climbed a tree. He entered quietly. He killed 4 people. He stayed. He left his DNA. He left his clothes. He left his blood. And still, he vanished. If you found this investigation compelling, subscribe to the Cold Files. Do you believe this was personal or the work of a detached intruder? Let me know what you think in the comment.